Hey, good morning. Brent Davidson, Planning Operations Trainee here on the McCash fire with an update. The fire itself yesterday is still active, a little bit through the night as well. A lot of the smoke production and the activity was out here on the eastern part, out in the Marble Mountain Wilderness. There was additional growth here on the north side of Yukonom Creek, and it continues to progress a little bit to the north and a little bit to the east. It's hitting some different fuels and hitting some ridge lines. We expect some of that movement to kind of decrease. Plan is to use some aviation, some helicopters today to check up some pieces of this fire today. Pretty advantageous location for that usage. Also over here toward Panther Creek on the western portion, the fire continues to back down toward Panther Creek. And there is growth here on the southwest as some of the spots and things that have kind of accumulated in this area continue to grow together and just expand a little bit. Unfortunately, pretty inaccessible place there for firefighters to get into. So keeping a real close tab on the growth, particularly on this west-southwest portion of the fire throughout the day shift and the night shift to see where the fire is going to and to kind of, just plan for some of the movement that may happen. Crews today and yesterday worked a lot along from Yukonom Mountain all the way down through some of the old road systems here. Used some heavy equipment, created some dozer lines to connect some of that, moving along the 11 and 12 road back down in here to the hay press fire, and they're prepping a lot of this line here for use if the fire moves to the west. Continued a lot of activity in there today with some more of those efforts. In addition to that, there was a lot of structure protection activity going on yesterday in the Patterson area, Rogers Creek area, as well as Marble Mountain. Crews were in there since this is the closest proximity to the fire right now, doing a lot of structure protection activities, putting in sprinkler systems, pumps, hose lays, removing fuels around some of the homes, putting in some hand lines, and really refining some point protection strategy, things like that. Today that activity will continue in those areas, primarily finishing up the Patterson Creek area and then our Patterson Ranch area, and then also moving up into T-Bar for the same kind of activities. As that kind of gets done and all those actual structure protection activities are completed, there is some dozer system and some road system around the greater private land and structures in there, as well as down here in Patterson, that they're looking to use to make a bigger buffer around the communities. So 2 phases there with the values protection, the point protection, the homes, kind of refining that, as well as looking at some bigger buffers around the communities. So a lot of activity, a lot of people moving around, a lot of good hard work going on in there. Once again, and that will continue over the next few days. The northern end, it's much the same as I've talked about in the previous days. The indirect line going from the wilderness boundary over here at Johnson Hunting Ground all the way over here to the Independence Bridge area. Still a lot of heavy equipment use out there, working with dozers, graders, masticators, a bunch of different things. I'm working now on a lot of the prep work, and the dozer line is largely completed. It's just widening it out in places and cleaning it up so that's looking good for the future. Still focusing also on some of the homes and values along more of the 96 corridor to make sure those are all addressed, and there's a good plan for that. Moving into the night shift tonight will be more of the same, really keeping tabs on the fire and having a lot of those plans in place in case they need to get used. That's the end of the update for today. Thank you.